You're scrolling through Instagram. A friend just posted that they got promoted. And for a split second, just one tiny second, something inside you didn't feel happy for them. You felt nothing. Or worse, something uncomfortable. Something you'd never say out loud. Don't worry. You're not a bad person. You're human. And today, we're going to talk about one of the most taboo emotions in psychology. The secret pleasure some people feel when others fail. Because understanding it might be the most honest thing you ever do for yourself. In German, there's a word for this, Schadenfreude. It literally means harm joy, the pleasure derived from someone else's misfortune. Psychologists don't consider it rare. In fact, they consider it deeply human. But there's a difference between occasionally feeling a flicker of Schadenfreude and secretly hoping people fail before they even get the chance to succeed. That's a pattern. And patterns always have roots. The people we're talking about today aren't cartoon villains. They don't twirl mustaches and cackle when their colleagues lose a job. They smile at your face. They say, "Congratulations." Some of them might even mean it on the surface. But underneath, there's a quiet, almost addictive need for others to come back down. The question is, why? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people who secretly root against others are stuck in an endless comparison loop that they didn't choose and don't know how to exit. When someone around you succeeds, your brain doesn't just register their win. It registers your distance from that win. Psychologists call this social comparison theory, first developed by Leon Festinger in 1954. We measure our worth not in absolutes, but relative to the people around us. So when your peer gets the promotion, your brain whispers, "Why not you?" When your friend's business takes off, it says, "You've been trying longer. You're smarter. This isn't fair." Their success becomes a mirror. And sometimes you don't like what you see. So rather than change the reflection, it's psychologically easier to wish the mirror would shatter. Here's what makes this painful to admit. This behavior almost never comes from arrogance. It comes from deep insecurity. People with high self-esteem can genuinely celebrate others because other people's wins don't threaten their own story. But someone who has been told, directly or indirectly, that they are not enough, that there's only so much success to go around, builds a scarcity mindset. In that world, your gain is my loss. This is especially common in people who grew up in highly competitive households, who were compared to siblings, or whose love felt conditional on performance. When you're raised to see life as a race, you stop cheering for fellow runners. And the tragic irony? The more someone secretly hopes you fail, the less energy they have to build their own success. They're so consumed watching your lane that they've forgotten to run their own. We need to make a distinction here. There are two types of people in this psychology. The first type feels envy. They wish they had what you have, but they don't necessarily want it taken from you. Envy, as painful as it is, can actually be motivating if you catch it early and redirect it. The second type feels malicious envy. They don't just want what you have. They want you not to have it. Research from psychologists Niels van de Ven and colleagues found that malicious envy arises specifically when someone perceives another's success as undeserved or unfair to them personally. This distinction matters because one is a signal to grow. The other is a signal to heal. If any of this resonated, first, respect yourself for not looking away. The path forward isn't shame. It's curiosity. Ask yourself, whose success triggers me the most? And what does that tell me about what I actually want for my own life? Start treating other people's wins as proof of possibility, not proof of your failure. The promotion your colleague got? That means promotions exist. The relationship your friend found? That means love is available. The world is not a zero-sum game, even if your nervous system was trained to believe it is. The most honest version of you doesn't secretly root against people. It roots for yourself. Loudly, consistently, and without needing anyone else to fall. If this video made you think a little uncomfortably, good. That's where growth lives. Like and subscribe if you want more psychology content that doesn't flinch. And drop in the comments. Have you ever caught yourself feeling this way? Let's talk about it.